Okay, a little nervous for filming this video, not gonna lie. Hi everyone, welcome back. So I like to talk about minimalism and living lighter on this channel, and today that is going to be literal because a couple months ago I bought a scale and I checked out how much I weigh for the first time in a really long time. And I found out that I was 22 pounds heavier than I was 5 years ago. My weight has fluctuated quite a bit over the last couple of years. I lost a bit of weight when I first went vegan about 3 years ago. And ever since, I guess 2020, have slowly been gaining weight again. And I did figure that I was a bit heavier just from the way that my clothes fit and having to go up a few sizes over the years. But looking back on it, I now know that I was also kind of in denial about it all. You may not know this about me, but I actually graduated as a dietitian about 10 years ago, and most of that knowledge is gone by now. But I do remember the basics when it comes to healthy weight loss. And so I figured, why not put that knowledge into practice and try and get back to my previous healthy weight and lose those 22 pounds again. So in today's video, I want to share with you what it is that I'm doing about it and how I plan on reaching that goal. The reason I want to lose weight isn't so much about the exact numbers on the scale or what my body looks like. I do have my insecurities, of course, but overall, I'd say that my relationship with my body is pretty good. It's just that I don't want to keep gradually gaining weight year by year, and if I don't change some of my food habits, I know that that is very likely to happen. And I just really value my health in life, and I want to take good care of myself. I'm not going to share with you exactly what it is that I weigh, but what I can say is that my weight for my height went well into the slightly overweight category. And so when I stepped on that scale, I set the goal for myself to lose those 22 pounds and go back to the previous healthy weight that I was at 5 years ago within a year. This all happened in June this year, and since then I've now lost 12 pounds using the habits I'm gonna mention in today's video. So 10 more pounds to go, and I promised myself I would make this video when I got halfway through my goal, so today's the day. Before we begin, today's video has a sponsor, Ana Luisa. They make ethical and sustainable jewelry. So if you are shopping for the holidays, or if you are looking for a nice high quality piece for yourself, then I recommend checking them out, because it's a great option if you want to be more mindful about your jewelry. They don't support the mining of raw materials, which is very wasteful, so instead they use things like recycled gold, recycled silver, and they are also a certified climate neutral company. What I really like about them is their price quality ratio. They go from $39 and up, which is, I think, a very fair price considering the high quality of their pieces. I've worked with them before a while ago. These earrings are from them, this necklace is from them, and I've continued using them all this time, and they still look brand new. So that is just something I really appreciate. And so this time I got these 3 rings that I wear together. Let me come a little bit closer. Can you focus? Yeah. So this one is a really fine paisley ring that I think is really pretty. And then here I have the Jack's ring, and here I have a Wander ring, which is also adjustable. So it's really nice because it'll always fit perfectly. Ana Luisa is just one of those brands I really like working with because of their efforts to be as sustainable as possible and the high quality of what they're making. So they're having a really big sale right now. It is buy one, get one 60% off. So I'll leave the links for you down in the description box, and I think you will really like them. All right, so let's talk about how I'm losing weight and working on my health. 2 quick disclaimers though. The first is that we are going to discuss weight, weight loss, body image, and I'm going to keep it light and positive, but if that stuff is triggering for you, then I completely understand if you skip this video and join us again next week. And second, this video is completely personal in my experience and what I'm doing about it. I'm not a professional of any kind. I haven't worked as a dietitian in years, and this is just what I'm doing. It's not me sharing advice for everyone. So if you do have health or weight concerns, please talk about it with your own healthcare professional. I still feel a little nervous making this video. It's definitely more on the personal side than what I usually share on YouTube. So thank you for being here, listening to my story. Feel free to get cozy if you want and join me and grab yourself a nice cup of coffee or tea. Looking back on it, the number one thing I think contributed to my weight gain was snack foods whenever I'm at home. I've never been the type of person who eats like a lot of snack foods or like a pack of cookies in a day or something like that. But what I usually did is get like 3 or 4 different snack type things for the week when I was getting my groceries for my boyfriend and I. And then with like little snacks here and there, they would likely be gone by the end of the week. And with snack foods, I mean things like vegan cookies, ice cream, chocolate milk, chips, fried foods, vegan fish sticks, things like that. Our main meals have always been pretty healthy since I really enjoy healthy food too, but it was very much the snacks that add up. And what I did was I use food as a way to make things more cozy. So if we had like a fun activity planned, me and my boyfriend, first thing on my mind would always be, oh, let me make some nice food to go with it. And if you do that a couple times a week, you will very likely end up gaining weight. And it was like, I guess you can gain weight from vegan cookies and ice cream and vegan cheese on pizza and vegan cheese onion chips. I don't believe in dieting. I don't believe that you have to be hungry or work out every day in order to lose weight. That is my personal opinion. And so my approach is very much slow and steady, healthy habits, and focusing on the long term. So making healthy food choices most of the time, living actively, enjoying your meals with the occasional exception, really focusing on healthy habits that you can keep up in the long run, and nothing crazy in order to get those short-term wins. I'm someone who loves food. I love everything about it. I love eating, I love making it, I love sharing it, I love watching recipe videos, and luckily I really enjoy healthy food too, so I don't feel like I'm really missing out. But we did decide to just stop buying any type of snack foods, because if it is here, it's only a matter of time. We're gonna be eating it. And if it's not here, it's easy because it's not here. And that little difference has made a huge change for us. I say us, by the way, because my boyfriend also has weight loss goals. So that is very nice because we get to do it together. And something I very much recommend if you are looking to eat healthier or lose weight or something, to find a buddy that you can maybe do it together. So we don't have any type of snack foods in the house now, ever, and we even wrote it on a piece of paper that we stuck to the fridge, and we jokingly called it the 8-8, which is kind of funny in Dutch. It means food oath in English. The only exception is that we are allowed to get a snack if someone comes over or if it's a holiday. And the food oath also doesn't include meals that we eat out, since that really doesn't happen that often. So if we go out to lunch, we'll just have whatever we like. It'll still be at least relatively healthy most of the time anyway. And I think it is important to factor in some kind of exception, because no one can make the healthy choice like 100% of the time. By analyzing what our biggest problem was, those snack foods that we ate at home, we kind of pinpointed the biggest potential win. And I think that is a very good place to start, whatever that is for you. And by allowing ourselves the occasional exception, we're also creating a lifestyle that is easy to maintain in the long run. And I think that will create better results than never allowing yourself anything. Second thing I examined was our portion sizes. Like I said, our main meals were usually healthy, but they were a little bit too big, I think. And something I'm now getting used to is stopping when I feel full, instead of something that we get taught as a kid to, be a good kid and finish what's on your plate. And that kind of always stuck with me as kind of like a subconscious thing. I don't want to give the wrong impression here. I just eat like normal, healthy portions. And I use the plate method for making the portions. So I eat the recommended amount of veggies, complex carbohydrates, proteins, healthy fats. It's just that now when I feel full or satisfied, I stop eating instead of overeating, what I used to do, and I will just wrap everything up and eat it later as leftovers. So the structure of my meals is how I was taught in college, which means breakfast, healthy small snack, lunch, healthy small snack, dinner, healthy small snack. And because of that, I'm slowly losing weight, but I never feel hungry. and I give my body the energy that it needs, and I now also feel less bloated because I stopped overeating. And another important thing to think about is the calories that you are drinking. And for me, I use like 95% of the time I drink water or tea or coffee, and I never put any sugar in them. So I wasn't drinking a lot of calories. But sometimes I got into like a phase where I was drinking more smoothies and fruit juices or vegan hot chocolate when the weather gets colder. Things like juices, sodas, smoothies, hot chocolate, they contain a lot of sugar and sometimes fat and empty calories. So I just made it a rule for myself to only drink water, tea, and the occasional cup of coffee. It's just much healthier. And it also prevents those like energy spikes and dips that you get from the sugary drinks. I do enjoy the occasional glass of scotch or a beer, but never more than one, and I'd say on average maybe once a week. So another rule that I've made for myself is that I want to move my body daily. So daily gentle exercise can be anything. It can be going for a walk or doing yoga or playing tennis. Recently I have been doing these like dance workout videos. It's been a lot of fun. And just whatever it is that I'm feeling like that day. It can be something that really gets your heart rate up and gets you really sweaty, or it can be something like lower energy, but at least move my body once a day. Of course, I do want to cut myself some slack if I'm really not feeling well, or if it's like that time of the month or something. I don't make myself exercise. But what happened was the longer I didn't exercise, the harder it became for me to get my butt off of the couch and start working out. So by doing it daily or almost daily, I'm making it more into a routine, and it's easier for me to keep up. Another habit that I caught within myself recently is comfort eating. And these last couple of years, they've had a lot of ups and downs, both with like the whole world pandemic situation, but also in my own personal life. Things have happened, like family stuff, work stuff, just my personal ups and downs. And something that I got into the habit was comforting myself with food whenever I was feeling low on energy or sad or overwhelmed. Again, I've never been the type of person to like binge eat or something, luckily. But it'll be like 1 or 2 cookies here and there, and those things add up. And I very much associate food with fun and coziness. So if my boyfriend, for example, says like, hey, let's watch soccer tonight, the first thing on my mind would be, oh yes, I'll make some food and we'll make it nice and cozy. So what I'm trying now instead is kind of breaking that pattern of comforting myself with food, and instead trying to practice self-care in those moments when I need it. Taking a little break with a cup of tea, or taking a shower, or talking about my feelings with my boyfriend or with a friend, which is hard for me sometimes because I tend to like clam up. And really like tune into what I need in that moment. And I think that is a much healthier way of dealing with life's ups and downs than comfort eating. Another funny thing we did was find reasons why our comfort food wasn't so bad. So we would be like, hey, you know, these pre-packaged lentil chips, they have a lot of fiber and a lot of protein. So it can't be that bad, even though they also had an insane amount of calories. So a part of this was also to just face reality and be honest and stop kidding ourselves. Another habit that I'm practicing is just getting a bit more comfortable with my body like it is now. I actually think it is very much possible to, on the one hand, like or even love your body and enjoy your body just the way that it is, and at the same time also work on your health or weight goals. But this way it comes from a place of self-love and acceptance instead of from a darker place. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I definitely have my insecurities, and some days I feel more confident than others. I think that's pretty normal. And it's hard for me to find clothing that truly fits me well and looks flattering on me, and because of that I really don't like shopping that much. But overall, I would say that my relationship with my body is pretty good, and I want to take steps to keep kind of nurturing that from the inside out. For example, by focusing on what your body does for you instead of on how it looks. So all the little processes running at the same time, all the hard work your body is doing to keep you healthy, to help you do the things that you want to do in life. And I like to focus on that and really be grateful for it, instead of focusing on like a little extra cushioning here or there. This is gonna sound silly, but I've also gotten in the habit of wearing less clothes when I'm doing yoga. So yoga is such a positive thing for me, and I like to use it like that to kind of celebrate my body exactly the way that it is. And by wearing less clothes, I can actually like see my body and just appreciate it for how it looks and what it can do. I've been sharing a lot more about this, my whole weight loss journey ever since the beginning, with my patrons. So if you'd like to hear more and stay updated, then definitely join us over there. I share extra videos and content on Patreon that is often a bit more personal, and I like to create videos together with my community, so you will immediately get access to over 40 videos and counting that you can catch up on if you like. Thanks for listening to my story. I think talking about this helps to keep me accountable, and especially during these like darker, colder months that we've been having, I've noticed it has become more challenging for me to stick to the rules. I'm taking my time and focusing on my health instead of on the numbers, and so far I've lost like 12 pounds over the last 6 months, so pretty much right on schedule. And I'm curious to see how this will go and if I'll be able to reach my goal sometime next year. If you have some goals for yourself when it comes to health, it doesn't have to do with weight. It can be anything that you want to do to just take good care of yourself. Then please leave them in the comments. I would love to help motivate and encourage each other, and I'm usually pretty active in the comment section. So let's talk there. Don't forget to check out Ana Luisa if you're looking for a sustainable option for jewelry. I will leave everything you need in the description box. And if you could help me out, I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to live more intentionally and mindfully, you will love this video, and right here are some slow living tips for the new year. As always, questions, comments, conversations down below, and I will see you again next week. Bye bye.